In this lesson, we're going to start to work to solve proportions. I have some different proportions up here, and we're going to use. What we're also going to start doing is using our calculators in math. We were concerned about the algebra, but the straight up multiplication of bigger numbers, we don't need to spend as much time on. There are calculators in the back of the room. They are labeled with the seat number that you sit at, so it makes it real simple. What calculator should I get? I sit at seat 20, I should get calculator 20. And that's where it should go back. It should go back in that spot. That way we don't lose any and have to misplace them. Very simple way to go through and solve proportions. The reason I'm doing this is because not all proportions can be solved sideways. Okay, for instance, here is a ratio, 2 something compared to 38 something. What happens if it's 5 compared to something? 2 to 38 compared to 5 to n. I don't know what n is. A lot of kids want to multiply or divide going sideways. Well, what are you going to multiply 2 by? And some people say, oh, 2.5 works. Okay, but what if it was 7 or something else? Or if this was a 3? 3 times what gets me 5? So it gets real confusing, and we spend a lot of time spinning wheels on stuff and using decimals that repeat, which kids use wrong anyway. So we're just simply going to use cross products. Step 1, use cross products. Now we remember this from checking proportions, so I multiply diagonally downward. 2 times n is 2n. 2 times n is 2 times n. On this side, 5 times 38. What's nice is I don't have to spend time with these calculations. Take my calculator. 5 times 38 is 190. Now if you remember, we would sit here and say, oh, is this side equal to this? It either was or it wasn't. The problem is we don't know what n is. But can we figure it out? Hold on. We got to pick this back up where we were. I had a visitor, so I had to pause. So I multiplied. Cross products. 2 times n is 2n. 5 times 38 is 190. Now, from here, we have a multiply equation. 2 times some number equals 190. And again, I will say this in a repeated fashion. Yes, we could divide. I understand this. We learned this in elementary school. Or we could say, what number doubled is 190? I know we can figure this out. What I am helping you get ready for is high school algebra. We will not divide from here. We will instead stick with the rule that has gotten us this far, as I'll multiply by reciprocal. I need to get rid of the number that's with the variable. So I will multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. You're not allowed to divide. Why? Because your teacher said so. That's what it boils down to. Whether you know how to get the same right answer or not, that's not the point. I know we can get the right answer. I know we can. It is multiply by reciprocal. This is 2 over 1. The reciprocal of 2 over 1 is 1/2. This is 1/2. And you'll say, but it's divide by 2 anyway. I know. That's why we multiply by reciprocals. That's how division was created. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can sit here and reduce out. That's fine. Or, since you have your calculator, you can start working, typing in fractions. On most of the calculators you'll deal with, the fraction button is A, B/C. So what does this mean? Type in the numerator, 1. Hit the A, B, C button. That's my fraction bar button. Type in 2, the denominator. Now I have in the fraction 1/2. I won't bother showing you, you won't see it. Times 190. 2's cross off, I end up with n. 190 times 1/2 is 95. And if you type in 190 divide by 2, I won't know, because I'm not going to sit and watch you use the calculator. But that's that much less practice you get on how to type in fractions and get good with the calculator. But yes, I need you to write it this way for it to count. Some kids say, do you want me to write it that way? The answer is yes, I do. All right, let's move a little faster here. Cross products. N times 52. 52n. 12 times 39. 12 times 39 is 468. multiply by the reciprocal, excuse me, of the number beside the variable. 1 over 52 times 1 over 52. N equals, 52's cross off. 468 times 1, ABC, 52 equals. Answer is 9. Do I need to see your algebra? Yes, I do. If you took this and did the calculator and ended up here, it would not count. Why? Because the work is almost more important than the final response. Algebra is coming up next year for us. We need to get good at writing algebra. Last one. Multiply. 40 times n is 40n. Excuse me, 32 times 70. 32 times 70 is 2,240. Times by the reciprocal, 1 over 40. Multiply by the reciprocal here, 1 over 40. Yes, you could reduce this out. Tens could cross off. So I have 224 times 1 over 4. 224 times 1, ABC, 4 equals 56. So what you did is you took a proportion, found out what the missing number had to be. For every 2, there's 38. For every 5, there are 95. For every 12, there's 52. For every 9, there are 39, etc. Excuse me, use cross products, multiply by reciprocal. And when you're done with your calculator, put it back.